Hey soulmates, welcome back to my YouTube channel. On today's episode, I'm going to be showing you how to make this tutu dress. Let's get right into the tutorial. For this dress, I used 25 yards of net and it's for a child. So if you're making it for an adult, make sure you use more fabric. So neatly fold your net like so. And then I started with the ruffles for the sleeve and I marked out 5 inches like so. I drew a straight line and then cut it out just to keep aside. And then I went ahead to cut the ruffles for the dress itself. Mind you, this 10 inches is going to be folded into 2, just like the 5 inches as well. It was folded into 2 to make 2.5 inches, and this 10 inches was folded into 2 to end up being 5 inches wide. From there, you're going to continue marking intervals of 10 inches wide for the ruffles that we're going to use for the skirt. Make sure you pin your net just to hold it in place. It's a lot of work folding all 25 yards of net, and you do not want it to get disarranged or to scatter. So just make sure you pin it in place so that when you're cutting it out, when you're cutting out the lines, it wouldn't shake or move. Pinning helps you to avoid a lot of errors, so try to be patient and follow the procedure properly. So cut out the first layer, which will be for the sleeves, like I said earlier, and then proceed to cut out the other layers like so. When you are done cutting out the layers, set them aside and then proceed to cut the base for the ruffles. So for the base, we're going to use a 180 degrees flare, and the formula to do so is your waist circumference divided by 3.14. In this case, the waist of the child is 22 inches, but I added 2 inches for zip allowance, 1 inch for either side of the skirt. I hope you understand what I mean. So 1 inch for one side of the skirt, 1 inch for the other side of the skirt. So that gave me 24 inches, and I divided it by 3.14, and I got approximately 8 inches. So I proceeded to take my measurements from the corner of the fold, of which I folded the fabric into 2, and then I joined the points like so. Make sure that you reconfirm the size of the waist, and yes, it was bigger than it was supposed to be, which was supposed to be 12 inches, and that's because we approximated to 8 inches. For the length of the skirt, we used 30 inches so that it would flow on the floor. So from the curve, the waist circumference curve, take the 30 inches measurement. Can I just use this opportunity to say a big thank you to all my subscribers? Thank you so much. I see the comments and the likes, and I'm so grateful. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you to all my returning and new subscribers. I really appreciate you all. And if you're just tuning into my channel for the first time, kindly hit the subscribe button. If this video is helpful, kindly like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much. After marking out the length for the skirt, we're going to draw out the layers where we're going to place the ruffles. So I like when I do things organized like this. It's easier for me. So from the waist, there's going to be 1 layer on the waist, and then we're going to go down by 2 inches for the second layer, and then from there onwards we're going to take 7 inches downwards from that point. I hope you understand what I mean. So let me go again. Along the waistline, there's going to be one layer, right, where we're going to place the ruffles. And then from there, we're going to mark 2 inches below the waistline. That is going to be where we're putting the second set of ruffles. And then from that point, we're going to mark 7 inches downwards. And then we're going to continue adding 7 inches from each layer downwards. Then you'd go ahead and extend the lines across like so. When you're done extending the lines, you would flip the fabric over to the other side and draw the lines. You will repeat the same procedure starting from the waistline and going below to create the intervals. And then when you're done, you're going to turn the bottom of the fabric using your Horsebraid or Crinoline, and you're going to hem the edge like this so that it doesn't injure the client. Next, you're going to create the ruffles on the net. Well, some people would use the sewing machine, but me, I prefer to use my hands. Reasons being that I do not like when my thread cuts. It's very annoying. So this is more reliable for me. I just double my thread, use a long needle, and then I hand stitch like this, creating my ruffles, and then that way my stitches are secure. So the net was folded into 2 to give us 5 inches, and then we doubled it. So these are 2 pieces of the 10 inches folded into 2, making 4 layers of net. You take your ruffles to the fabric. Starting from the bottom layer, you would attach the ruffles to your base like so. I prefer to start from the bottom so that I have a clear view of the top and nothing is in my way. So you would attach the ruffles to the bottom. Make sure the gathers are tight so that the ruffles can stand. When you exhaust the net and you want to put a new net, all you need to do is fold it inwards like so and attach it. It won't be visible when you're done. And then you're going to create a petticoat of 90 degrees flare, and this is how to calculate your 90 degrees flare. So you're going to multiply your waist circumference by 4 and divide it by 6.28, which is double of 3.14, like so. And then you're going to take the measurement from the corner of you'll fold your fabric in a triangular form like so, and take your measurements from the pointed end. And then the length of the petticoat we used 27 inches. We came down from the waistline by 1 inch because we didn't want it to disturb the child on her waist, and we didn't want it to be so bulky because of the band. So we came down by 1 inch, and then we started marking intervals of 8 inches like so. And then for the 8 inches, you wouldn't go to the bottom of the fabric because the way we're going to do is we're going to cut nets that would be longer than that 8 inches. So we use 12 inches for the width of the net so that it would overlap. So just go ahead and fold your hard net like so, and cut out strips of 12 inches wide. When you're done, you're going to use the strips of the 12 inches to create pleats on the interval lines that you have drawn on the petticoat like so. So you can pleat anyhow you want to, just make sure that it's full, because the fuller the petticoat, the more the skirt is going to stand, and the more it stands, the more beautiful it will come out. So make sure that your pleats are tight and they're properly and evenly distributed so that one side is not higher than the other side. Do not pleat into the allowance. Make sure the net is flat where the allowance is, and cut in a slanty manner like so. This is the outcome of the petticoat, and this is it when it's standing erect. And then we included the final layer, which is the lining of the skirt, and we just multiplied her waist by 3 and then gathered it, and then we put a waistband. I hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching. Kindly hit the subscribe button. Bye.